Coming up on this episode of 15 Minutes You'll Never Get Back.
Me and cheese. Enough said.
Bet you never saw that vanity plate on Bumper Stumpers.
And what's going on down in Lady-ville?
I'm Dale.
And I'm Charlie. All that and more this time on 15 Minutes You'll Never Get Back.
Barry's best mate.
107.5 Kool FM.
Gobble, gobble.
Wibble wobble. So we keep talking about my turkeys on my Facebook page here at Kool FM Barry. We have 4 turkeys, and long story short, they come and hang out at our house in the afternoon and use my driveway and patio as a toilet. But we've always had the turkeys. The day I moved in, there was like 8 of them in my backyard, and almost had a heart attack.
Yep.
Me coming up like I was a idiot. And I'm going, oh my God, what are those? You only see raccoons.
It's the extinct dodo bird. I've heard of it, but I've never seen one.
I was losing my mind. So we've come to love these turkeys. I mean, there were 5. Now there's 4.
It's sort of like an Agatha Christie novel. And then there were 5. And then there were 4.
And now there's 4. We've got 4 of them, and one is named Phil. Just one. My kid has only gone so far as to name one of them.
Name one Phil.
Yep. So one of the turkeys.
Of all things to name Phil.
And here's the irony. They're all female, right? Because most of the turkeys that go in herds.
Also, it's short for Phyllis.
And lately the male has been coming around. Spring is in the, air. And I saw these 2 females, and they're kind of dancing around this male, and he's got the big fluffy feathers, and it was like quite a scene the other day. And my kids are watching this, and I'm going, keep it PG, turkeys. The kids are watching. And but the problem now is just lately. They've always been around, and just recently.
Hey, Mom, what's that one turkey doing to Phil? Oh, they're practicing football. Hike.
Oh, my God. I love that I'm getting all these great holiday ideas. What to get people for Christmas.
Where are you getting these ideas from?
The internet. Anyway, you can now buy anti-flatulent bed sheets. Fun fact. The average person will fluff upwards of 20 times every night. Good God, that's a lot of gas.
Oh, my.
Now, the sheets are said to filter out your partner's f***s.
How do they do that?
This could be a relationship saver, really. According to the company, the duvet cover and undersheet have a carbon panel built in to trap smelly gas. This in a bid to help those who are fluffing and the unlucky ones that are sleeping next to them. These are the same people that brought us the anti-flatulent underwear. Remember, we did this story a while ago?
Yes, right.
Since then, they have expanded. So not only do they have the underpants, they have the duvets. They have other products, including a onesie.
Oh.
They have jeans.
Wow.
They have jammy pants.
Good Lord.
Whatever. But there really is something for everyone this holiday season.
Well, no. Not everyone in the family.
Well, who?
From the makers of all things anti-flatulent, from underwear to seat cushions to bedding, comes the one thing every pooch parent needs. It's your first alert when Rex rips one. Introducing the new Fido Fart Alert. We all love our little fur babies, but come on, admit it. Nothing clears a room like a silent pooch poof. And the worst part is, you don't hear it coming. That's why the Fido Fart Alert is different. This revolutionary technology attached to your best friend's collar can detect when Buster is gonna, bust one. And it all connects to an app on your phone. So when you get the warning about an incoming, outgoing, you'll be able to avoid that uncomfortable situation and move to another room or building, depending on the size of your furry friend. The Fido Fart Alert. Your first alert about Buddy's bottom burp.
This might be one of the dumbest things I've ever heard, but also quite entertaining.
Shouldn't we be saying that?
An Australian mom
Yeah.
names her baby
Okay.
Methamphetamine rules.
Methamphetamine rules?
Rules. So, backstory. Her name is Kristen Drysdale. She is an Australian reporter for ABC. Chose to legally name her child Methamphetamine Rules, or Baby Meth, if you will, for short, as part of a lighthearted attempt to understand how the government decides which names are deemed appropriate.
Oh,
okay.
So she's just kind of poking the bear, testing the waters.
So I guess she had done a story while she was pregnant based on names that the government would not allow you to name your child, and decided to be like, well, I'll show you.
Yeah.
So again, some states and territories in Australia prohibit certain types of names, those containing sex acts, slurs, curse words, anything that could be deemed offensive.
So as a controlled substance okay, though, apparently?
So what she expected was she was going to register Methamphetamine Rules.
Yep.
And the registry would come back and be like, no, that's one of those names. Well, didn't it backfire?
And now the kid's stuck with that name.
So the registry legally allowed this. Mom got the birth certificate because you don't get it right away, right? It takes a few weeks for them to process it. So the registry admitted that they did make a mistake, and that name is not, in fact,
should be a no-no.
Appropriate.
So now what are they going to do? Now they got to back out of this whole thing?
So, yes, the registry says, okay, pick another name. We're going to let you refile. Changing the baby's name. We'll rip this up like it never happened. So it got me wondering. I looked at the kid name. I'm like, are there names? Like, is there a list in Canada? No.
There is no list?
There is.
There must be some list.
There is no actual list of names that are illegal in Canada, but very similar to Australia, certain names that contain, like, your swear words, symbols, numbers, or names that could cause problems for the child later in life are not going to be permitted. It's like when you try to get one of those vanity plates and try to spell out and it doesn't quite work out.
Well,
like the government's not going to allow you.
There's not enough letters in it, though. Don't you usually need 7? So you have to put off at the end.
In the continuation of my breast cancer journey comes
the treatment.
Comes medication.
Oh, right. Well, yeah.
So I started a new medication last Friday.
Yep.
Okay, so lucky for you, you get to now probably experience what the side effects are going to be, because there's always a honeymoon period, I think, with prescriptions, right? So these are pills that I'm going to have to be on for 5 years.
Okay.
And they have to be treated kind of like birth control, where you have to take them at the same time every day.
Okay.
And if you forget, you just kind of skip that day and then go.
Really? Like that specific?
Very similar.
Okay.
So this week so far, what I've noticed is I'm having trouble during the day. I'm sleeping or resting.
Right.
Okay, fine. Whatever.
Okay.
Now, these pills are hormone blockers, essentially, right? So it could be similar symptoms to what menopause could be, right?
All right.
It affects women in different ways. So far for me, what I've noticed is, again, the daytime sleep thing. Okay, because I'm used to having a nap, right?
Yeah.
Can't do that.
Yeah. Can't do that now?
Not so much. No, I've been having trouble. Like, I try to settle myself. I get 10, 15 minutes, and then, like, boom, I'm awake, and it is what it is. But down in the lady-ville area.
Lady-ville.
There are some side effects that can happen.
Okay.
Where there is less rain. Okay.
I see.
Right?
Got it. Yeah.
And, like, more sunburns.
More sunburns.
During the rain. Does that make sense?
During the rain.
Right? Burns when you pee.
Okay. Burns when you pee.
Ish. Yeah, ish.
All
it's
right.
weird because it doesn't actually, but afterwards you're like, it just didn't feel like a normal pee. I don't know. So I'm wondering, is it in my head because I know there could be side effects?
Oh, yeah, because it could be psychosomatic. Somebody told you this could happen, 100%. And you're sensing it's happening.
And because I'm paranoid about that, like, I can handle all the other side effects that may come with this pill, but anything to do with lady-ville, I'm freaking out a little bit. I'm on a new med. side effects I dread.
Can't wait to see what each new one will be.
First I'm all itchy. Then I am busy. And then it burns every time that I pee.
All the fun that happens down in Lady-ville. Gonna put some TP in the fridge. Doubt that Barbie ever had to deal with this, but I bet I know who did his Mitch.
Damn it! You know how we've always say, like, you know, kids have the memory of a goldfish. Goldfish have like an 8-second memory.
8 seconds.
Right. No.
No.
New study finds that goldfish are smart, according to Oxford University.
Really?
So there was a study done earlier on this year that actually found that if they could, goldfish could probably navigate a car, like drive a car.
No way.
So they put a goldfish in a little tank and then hooked it up to some wheels and then did something, and the goldfish was moving the tank.
Can you figure out how to reset my oil gauge?
So a newer study has just proven that goldfish do have memories and are able to navigate their surroundings, right? That's the whole car thing. So I keep thinking back to my first goldfish, Fatso, who ate himself to death.
You had a goldfish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have dogs or cats when I grew up because we had allergies in our house.
I had my very first animal. It was a goldfish. I called him Fatso. I overfed it.
I don't think we should be goldfish shaming. Could have been a pituitary thing.
It'll warm up later.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're at 0 now, so sun and 7. I don't know if I'll warm up, but the temperature will improve.
That's a question you don't want to ask.
What kind of car is your wife? Oh, will that offend somebody?
We got a Facebook post up there that's talking about a jewelry store, and they're getting flack over an ad campaign where they're running, and it says basically, what does it say?
It basically says it's okay to throw rocks at girls, and it's showing diamonds and jewels and those kind of rocks.
And
they said
they are rocks, let's be honest.
They were trying to be nostalgic, and people are saying, well, that's offensive, blah, blah, blah. Yep. And I said, well, what offends me is that my husband would rather drive his Mustang this weekend than me.
I said, well, you've been married for about 10 years. You're more of a minivan now than a Mustang, aren't you, Charlie? Which, of course, got me the salute. One finger necessary.
I just don't understand. Like, what does this car have that I don't? That new car smell?
Or on the floor? or maybe you do.
My mom had cheese delivered to my house.
Sorry. Your mom had... I mean, I've heard of fruitcakes being delivered at Christmas time, but your mom had cheese delivered to your house?
Here's the thing. And if you remember back in the day, did your mom always have sort of some sort of a dessert or a pastry or something ready in case company came over?
Yes.
Right? And it was always that thing you were never allowed to touch because it was for company.
Right.
Just in case company came over.
The company that would eat it in the living room where there was still plastic on the furniture?
That's right.
Yes.
And then only then you were allowed to eat that delicious, like, cake.
Yep.
You know, it used to sit there and haunt you. So around Thanksgiving, my parents came up, and they had brought some cheese. Great. Mm-hmm. And she's like, do you not have any cheese in this house? And I said, well, Ma, I do now. You brought the cheese. Yes, but we're going to eat the cheese now. Do you not have any more? I'm like, well...
You always have to have your backup cheese supply.
I'm like, well, I got some cheese slices. I got those baby bells for the kids, some cheese strings.
Oh,
you know.
Don't say that in front of your mom.
She's like, she goes, what if company comes over? I said, Ma, it's not 1985. You know, people don't just drop in anymore. You know, when the doorbell rings, everyone hides now. Like, it's a totally different world we live in. I said, I'll get cheese when I need cheese. She said, well, you never know.
So making sure that you're prepared.
I got a box of cheese. Got all kinds of cheese. So I call my mom, like, hey, Ma, thanks for the cheese. She said, well, you're welcome. You know, you never know.
Tune in next week when Charlie's mom sends up a fresh pair of knickers.
That's happened before. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in.
If you enjoyed that 15 minutes you'll never get back, follow and subscribe. More on Dale and Charlie at 1075coolfm.com.
Download your favorite episodes there or at Spotify. Leave a review so our egos can get inflated.
Waste your time next week.